Hey YouTube, Chevy Dad 83, and I'm going to do a review on my first tactical folder that I purchased. This was also the first Cold Steel knife that I acquired, and I've picked up several Cold Steel items since then. I'm a big fan of Cold Steel, mainly because of the price and what you get for the price. I've seen few companies that seem to be able to beat the quality of a Cold Steel knife and at the price points that they offer them. Yeah, there are some knives out there that meet or even exceed some of the quality products of Cold Steel. Emerson knives seems to be a real popular one for their quality. I've yet to get my hands on an Emerson. I'd like to. It's on the list of things to do, but there's other things that I can spend $200-300 on. So anywho, this was my or is my Cold Steel Ti-Lite VI with the aluminum handles. As you can see, it's got a fair amount of wear and tear on it. It's pretty filthy, full of pocket lint. I EDC'd this blade for about a year until I came across some other items that I chose to carry, and I started looking for other items because of some of the downfalls that I found that this blade had. Couple specs about this particular model. Weight is 9 ounces, and closed length is 7 inches. Blade length is 6 inches for a total of 13 inches overall. Fantastic blade shape. This is why I really purchased this item to begin with, is just because this is a cool looking blade. It's a large, extremely sharp out of the box tactical folder. Really, there's very few reasons to have a blade of this shape and size other than stabbing bad guys. That's really its intent and purpose. This isn't a woods craft blade. You're not going to be splitting or batoning wood with this. It's not a food preparation blade shape. Not saying that it can't do that. It's extremely sharp. I touched this up just slightly on a stone, and I think now you could probably do surgery with this blade. Couple things that I've done with this blade, other than sharpening it, was I added a small piece of skateboard tape to the back side of this because I found that there was just not a lot of traction with any sort of thrusting movements with this blade, and that's its main purpose, is as a thrusting tool. It doesn't really have the blade shape for much of a slashing tool, so thrusting maneuvers are going to be its forte. And I just didn't feel like there was enough purchase on the blade. It does have a nice rounded back, so you can get a grip closer to the end and have a fair amount of handle supported in the palm of your hand, but that's not how I found myself holding it when practicing to deploy it. And you know, I did a lot of practice with putting a target on a box and just pulling it out of the pocket and stabbing the target, moving around like that, balloon or something like that. If you're going to carry it, you might as well become proficient with it. That's my opinion with any skill that or tool that you're gonna have or wish to have to defend yourself. It involves a tremendous amount of practice. Otherwise, especially with a tool, you're going to get it taken away from you and you're going to get it used on you. So you better know how to use it. So this blade got a lot of practice with it. Because it got a lot of practice, I got pretty good with using the pocket snag feature on this blade, and just like many of the newer models of the Cold Steel, the Spartan, the Espada, the Rajas, the AK-47, some of those blades that have that pocket snag thumb disc, this offered the same sort of feature. As you pulled it out of the pocket, it would snag the material on the pocket and it would come to a fully open position. Pocket rip would probably be the a better way to describe this particular portion of the blade. This thing chewed up my pants. I had a couple pairs of jeans that I was wearing at the time. Since then I've switched over to the 511 Ti-Lite Pros, and I like those better. But I had a couple just generic pairs of jeans. It's fairly deep pocketed because this was such a large blade, and with practice I completely destroyed the corner of my pocket with this pocket snag. And you know, that was kind of irritating. I thought maybe this should be designed a little differently, but they're really kind of limited with the shape of the blade. So I mean, this was the best that could happen at the time. So I dealt with it. It was an old pair of pants, a couple old pairs of pants. I wasn't too concerned. I usually carried this in my right rear pocket, and as far over to the side, so it was at about 430 on my body, and it was real easy to deploy and get out of the pocket, and I didn't have any problems with sitting on it or anything like that. And I kept just at the time just a regular I carried a SOG Tac Auto. I still do, but I carried that in my right front pocket for general EDC tasks. When I switched over to the 511 Ti-Lite Pro pants, I found that this portion of the blade was actually starting to tear a hole in my 511 pants pretty quick. I carried this at work in my my Black Hawk Warrior Series duty pants, which are an extremely heavy material pant, and it ripped a hole in those as well. So instead of chewing up all my pants and you know, having to spend more money on pants than I did this knife got left on the desk at home most of the time. I usually have it in my work bag for you know, a backup knife if for some reason I need an extra knife at work. Not that I don't have enough on me at you know, any given time, but I'll leave it in my duty bag and bring it to work with me. Couple things about this knife, the other thing I didn't like about this knife, other than that it was tearing up my pants, was the locking mechanism. This is they call it a leaf spring lock, and I don't know if you can see this, but it's kind of folded over here to give, you know, a wide contact area on the blade for the lock. It locks up pretty well. There's a little bit of up and down movement, and that I could deal with it, but I wasn't happy about it. So I went ahead and tried to tighten this pivot screw to see if I could take some of that play out. And you can take the play out, however it gets so stiff that you have to open it with two hands. It won't deploy with the thumb or with the pocket snag actuation. So for me it was like, you know, what's the point? I either have an option to have a knife that its lock may fail on me, or I have one that I can't get deployed in an emergency situation if I had to. So for those reasons, this knife got left at home, and I've chosen to not carry it anymore. It was a fun knife. I enjoyed the knife. I enjoyed the practice with the knife, and I believe that assisted me in becoming proficient with some of the other pocket wave knives that I have, because I spent so much time with this one, being familiar with it. If you're thinking about purchasing this particular knife, I know a lot of people seem to want this product, and I don't blame them. It's a cool knife. I found the 6-inch model to be very effective for a non-lethal impact tool for striking points on the body, or for manipulating arms and catching maneuvers if that's necessary as well. You got a lot of handle that you can get a good firm grasp on and use it, and then it can be opened up very quickly because of the snag feature. You can use it for that sort of tool, and just simply drag this section across something, either yourself or even the individual you're engaged with, and open that blade up and be ready to use it in a lethal manner that it's designed for. Kind of a filthy blade. Fills up with pocket lint, and I found myself cleaning it out quite a bit, but you can do that pretty well with just some compressed air. You can see the pocket clip's pretty worn on it. All the paint's gone, and this top section, that was the outer portion of the knife when it was in my pocket's worn out. Like I said, I carried this knife for quite a while, and I just decided that that its downfalls were no longer going to be acceptable, and there were quality products out there that could take this place and be more effective and fill more roles than just simply a thrusting tool. So that's my Ti-Lite VI. All in all, a cool knife. I enjoyed having it. I just don't feel anymore that it's a practical tactical tool. So, anywho, that's it. If you got any questions, give me a holler. Let me know. Thanks. Chevy Dad 83. Have a good day.